So my name is Silvianne Aspray. I have lived in the UK for 8 years now. So I grew up in Switzerland, studied theology in Switzerland in the Reformed tradition, was ordained a Reformed minister, and then somehow out of a rather crazy idea, I applied for a PhD in Cambridge. I read After Writing by Catherine Pickstock. I understood very little of it, but I loved it. And I would now call myself a philosophical theologian. I think what marked my years in Cambridge was this sense of having a community of people around. I like to understand theology as this sort of collaborative adventure of trying to jointly ask good questions and find the truth that we sort of have access to in our lives, rather than, some people understand theology much more combative, like sort of as a little battle, and you can hear it the way they talk about sort of it is about winning this argument and it is about beating the opponent. It certainly has never been a problem for me. I happen to be the daughter of a minister. I mean, my mum is a minister as well. She was a very first generation Reformed minister. I have never been myself so attracted to the particular feminist angles in theology, even though I really appreciate that they are there. Probably that is a slightly feminine approach of wanting to go about doing theology in a collaborative way. It's a combative, polemical approaches. I mean, obviously not all men are like that, but it's I think more men than women enjoy that sort of theology, and I just don't. And so I guess sometimes in the contexts where this approach is really celebrated, and some senior seminars are like that, I probably have felt intimidated. I think the obvious answer is the decline in members, the decline in perceived relevance. And yet that's not a real lack of relevance, because that relevance is always there as long as people ask about the meaning of their lives, about the meaning of the world, about the meaning of suffering, because that is where theology has something to say. We know that there is more out there than the material, physical universe. And it seems to me that in civil society, that there are many things, including, for instance, democracy, don't work without a greater good that is not just immanent. There has to be something transcendent that we agree is good. And the implicit Christianity is upholding still much of society. Sort of in university settings, it's often quite a polite response of sort of like, ooh, and then sort of see the sort of like, yeah, the history of ideas value in this, right? Yeah, I'm just remembering sort of like taxi drivers. They're always great to kind of get a sense of society. Some taxi drivers were telling me that, okay, we don't need religion anymore because science now explains everything. That's the stuff that Chesterton talked about in the 1920s, that where the elites were thinking that, okay, science is replacing religion. And now somehow it took 100 years, and now the taxi drivers think it, whereas the elites no longer do in the same way, right? If, like me, you find it fun to read and write and discuss and think, then yes, there's a lot of fun in theology. I mean, the Cambridge reading groups are the best example of that. It's mostly you have, oh gosh, it sounds so posh now, when you have port and cheese and read Plato together. That's my sense of fun, yes. I experience God when I have to take great life decisions in a sense of either calm and peace. I mean, when I pray about those decisions, or in a sense of great unrest. I mean, in a way, that the sense of unrest about a decision that I'm sort of like that, it seems logical to take on a worldly level, and then experiencing I cannot sleep, I feel physically sick. I've also experienced God in the Eucharist. Jesus Christ, you are giving yourself to me.